All right, so you have an Oupes Mega 1 and you're wanting to add some capacity to it, a little bit cheaper and easily without buying the Oupes brand add-on that they sell. I found a hack with the help of two other channels. The one channel is the Old Jarhead, and he's got a lot of different types of power stations that he adds capacity to. And his are like this one, that they are an external, but he uses, Oupes has a proprietary port here on the side for an expansion, and he uses their expansion cable. Today I'm going to show you how you don't need to buy that expansion cable. There's another channel called John Headsmasher Daniels, and he will take you, you'll be taking screws off, and he'll take you into the circuitry and show you how to install your own jack rather than the Oupes proprietary jack here. And his will get, you'll get inside, but you're going to be voiding all warranties at that point, and he'll tell you that. Both of those channels are very good to look into, but what I'm going to show you is with cables that you probably already own. And those cables, if you've got power stations, are these MC4 cables that usually work with solar panels. They will fit right on the pins in this expansion port. And when you go on Amazon, you're going to find, if you want a connector to a ring terminal, you're probably going to find them in pairs, and you're going to have a male and female ends, and they're never going to sell them black and red with the same end. And although this is the male here, it's actually the female connector, in that it's got the port in there that the male plugs into. So I'm pretty sure this is actually a female connector, because you're actually inserting the pin in here. But this fits right over the pin, and even with the clips, slides right on the port. You'll have to cut the one end off if you buy them. Go ahead and buy them with both ends on it, and then you'll just cut the one end off so that you have both of them matching when you do this project. And then you'll have to put your own ring terminal on the end and shrink wrap and make it all nice and clean. Let me turn this. Oupes has, this is the port. And I am not looking at your power station, I'm looking at my power station. And I will tell you that these pins here, you can add two external batteries to this. This actually isn't a huge savings doing it at this small. So this is a $300 item right now if you get it from Oupes. And that was more than that to ship this to my house. Total was about $350. But this has 2 kilowatts of power. This only has 1 kilowatt of power. But it does have a 2,000 watt inverter on the front. Plenty of USB, DC charge. Has the charger already in it. You just have only 1 kilowatt of power, and that doesn't go very far. If you're running 2,000 watts out that inverter, and you've only got 1,000 watts in here, you can do the math. It's not going to last long. Many people are going to want to add batteries, and especially if you go with the bigger one, the 5,000 watt expansion that Oupes sells runs for $1,200. And that video I spoke of, the Old Jarhead, his modification uses 2 rack type server batteries. They're 5,000 watts a piece, and I believe they're $750. So instead of spending $1,200, you're spending $750, and that's money. But so I'm going to go ahead and hook this battery with these cables up to this port and show you that it works and how easy this is to do this. But before I do that, I'll tell you this, and again, I'm looking at mine, not yours. These two on this side are paired together. These two on this side are paired together. On mine, this side's the positive side. This side's the negative side. So if you take a multimeter and you hook it up here, you are going to get the current, or you're going to get the voltage across that, and I'm reading 52.3 volts. You're also going to get the same thing if you go down here. Same voltage, because these pins are just in parallel with the internal battery in here. If this is something that you're going to do, you need to check and make sure that you're hooking the right one up to the right one, the positive battery to the positive side, the negative of the battery to the negative side, so everything goes in parallel. You're also going to want to absolutely make sure that the voltage in your power station matches the voltage of this battery. If they are off, you're going to spark things and possibly hurt circuitry inside. I've included a terminal fuse in case I draw too much current, and I also have a Hall type monitor. It measures current coming and going out of the battery, and I'll be able to show you that this does indeed both charge from here and draw from there. So I'm going to hook it up now and get right back at it. So now, hooked up, the way it's hooked up, I've got my positive going to positive, I got my negative going to the negative post, and you'll see the green light, it's going to be flashing just a little bit, changing from 0.1 to 0.2. There is current being drawn back and forth to run just to keep this awake right now. It's using power from both, and I'm going to show you that indeed it does draw power. It's going to draw power from this one and this one at the same time. So now with this hot plate turned on, it's drawing basically 1500 watts from both of these, but of the amperage required, basically 17 amps are coming from this battery, flowing out and being used there. So the one drawback is this monitor is trying to process time remaining, and because I'm using a different battery than their proprietary battery, their battery would communicate through two pins, extra pins down here. It would communicate and tell it that this extra power was available, and this amount of time till empty would do all that math, and it would be right on the money. Because that communication's not being done, this time till empty is going to be, it's going to be up and down and all over the place. But what does stay true is this percentage of the battery. It's reading, let me go ahead and shut these off. And this should return almost to zero. So yeah, the percentage of the battery is right. It's reading that voltage across this parallel circuit we've made of this battery and this battery. This voltage here should be showing, yeah, it's 52 volts right now. If I was to read the battery inside with my meter, it too would be reading the same. These are balanced out, and they're going to stay the same as they go down. So your percentage is going to be right. The time till empty is going to be off. So I've been using this for a while now. Like this. The other drawback that I see could be a problem, this will reach 100% charged before this one does. This one actually has a fully charged voltage that is a little bit higher than this one. So if you plug it in and let it charge until it's full and it shuts off, and this one, and if you unplug them then and you take them somewhere else and hook it all back up, this one's going to be overcharged, and it might spark at connection. You might want to add a switch on a cable so that you get the spark in the switch and not at the unit. The other side of that is when this reaches 0, this continues for about, I ran a hot plate for like 3 hours, boiling water on it just to see how long it would go. This ran for about 15 to 20 minutes after this said 0. So there's a little bit of difference on how far this will go down before it shuts off and when this says it'll shut off and all those things. So now I'm going to plug it in and show you that it indeed does charge both batteries. So the Opus is now plugged in. You can hear its fan running again as it's charging. But you can also see that I have 14.9 amps coming into this battery. And they're both going to charge up together until this one hits 100%. At that time, I'm going to unplug it to keep this one from going to that higher level. But they are working fine together, and this adds 2 kilowatts of power to my power station for much cheaper with cables that I already had. So I thank you for watching. If you have any comments on this video, feel free to leave them. Make sure to check out the Old Jarhead and John Headsmasher Daniel. Those 2 channels, you're going to want to look at those and see a lot of different hacks for even other brands of power stations. Thanks for watching.